I just want to go right now and bring in Samuel L. Jackson and Michael Potts into this conversation because for me, one of the most, there were so many powerful scenes, but seeing you two exchange conversation when you're sitting at the table telling the story of the piano, it just looked like my uncles gathered together at the table, and it filled me with so much joy. I literally could not stop smiling at that. And I just looked at my uncles and my dad just exchanging barbs and ribs in that. I'm just curious how much of that was ad-libbed or and how much of it was the cadence that you two actually just have, because it was so moving and powerful.
Well, it's all in the script. I mean, what we're saying is in the script. The improvisation comes between how we respond to each other.
Thank you. Yeah.
In that particular moment, and how Sam may slide a line in a particular way, and then I have to respond to adjust to that, or I do something different, and we're still discovering things because with August Wilson, it's music, it's improvisation. So it's always things. Sam does, he did a thing the other night where he's like, oh, we opened his eyes real big, and then I'm like, oh, okay, what you about to tell me? What you about to lay on me? So it becomes just a great sort of give and take. And
things
if you,
happen. Things happen. I think for about 3 days, I played with him in that $5 bill. I would like give it to him and take it back, and he just snatched it out of my hand. But I think he didn't like that too much, so I stopped doing it. But when you're an actor, actors are observers of stuff. I was fortunate enough to be around a bunch of old men when I was growing up. So my grandfather has like 5 brothers. So I could sit in the midst of them and hear them having the same conversation we had about who died and who's not dead, or who they've been going out with, or who, I got rid of that wife, and how's your other wife doing, and all those things, conversations they have, and they play cards. So things happen, and they talk a lot of shit when they play cards to each other. So that's just a whole family thing that continues to happen. So I've been watching Michael and wishing, I would go, I wonder what I'm going to be like if I ever get to act with this brother. So when we had this moment, I was so glad to have this time with him and to have that time alone with him in those moments. It's like, okay, this is going to be special. And when we were in the rehearsal space, he was working on things, I was working on things. So we would, we were trying stuff. But when we got on stage in the real place, you learn to live in that space in a specific kind of way. So when he came to the house or he sits in that chair, it's like that's his space when he comes to the house. And that's my space on the other side of that table where we sit and talk about whatever the hell's going on in his world or my world or me watching him do that.